Susan here with the St. Louis Center for Play Therapy Training, and I have a play therapy tip I'd like to share with you. Children who are grieving, who've had a loss, specifically they've lost a parent, maybe a sibling, a grandparent, someone close to them who has died. Or maybe they've been incarcerated, they've had to move away, perhaps the parent sometimes in some situations terminates their parental rights and they're no longer involved in the child's life. And it's a loss, and children grieve that. And children oftentimes can, they never get over the loss, but over time they can learn to move on, they can learn to look back and remember some of the happy things about the person and about the relationship that they had with that person. And sometimes putting visual things into a box, a container, and something that they can revisit over and over and over again to help them stay connected to that person that they've lost can sometimes really help them move forward in their grieving process and help them recognize that that person will always be a part of their life. It will always hurt, but that life does continue to go on, and they can still continue to enjoy life, make new friends, and all of that goes along with that. So the children that I see in my practice who are grieving, that's something that I encourage them to do with the help of significant adults in their world, is create a memory box of the person who is no longer a part of that child's life. So I brought a shoebox today to kind of demonstrate what might be a simple and easy way to do that. So a shoebox is a great way to do that. Maybe the family has a special box that they would like to use, and they could certainly, I would encourage them to cover it with paper and decorate it, put stickers on it. Any way that they want to make it their own would be a great idea. So I brought some things that I have in my own personal memory box. I'm not a child anymore, but even adults continue to grieve, and sometimes putting things into a memory box to help us remember that person can help us as adults grieve our loss as well. And so here's some examples of things that are in my memory box, and might give you some ideas of what a child or adult might want to put in their memory box. So I was a teenager when my grandfather died, and I was extremely close to him. And he was a farmer, and he always wore striped Big Smith overalls. And my grandmother, being the conscious farm wife that she was, never threw anything away. So when his old everyday overalls wore out, she didn't throw them away. She cut them into strips like this, and she rolled them up into balls. And when she had a lot of balls, she would braid them and make them into rugs. So after my grandfather died and we had to move my grandmother into a nursing facility because she couldn't care for herself, we found a huge container of these old overall balls in their basement. So I latched onto a couple of them, and I've had these for a long, long time. More years than I can probably count. So every time I have one of these in my home, I have one here in my office, and so if I had my memory items in a box, this would definitely be one of those. So whenever I look at it, it helps me remember him. It makes me smile. I can visualize him walking on the farm wearing these, me sitting on his lap, pulling the package of Chiclets gum out of the front pocket of his bib overall. So is there a piece of clothing that belonged to the person who is no longer in the child's world that the child could have, or a part of a piece of clothing? Maybe it's going to be cut up. Anything like that that's tangible that they can hold on to that reminds them of that person. It may even have that smell. The texture of it, what is it that connects them to that person? So that's one example. My grandfather's wife, my grandmother, she loved to wear bright and bold costume jewelry. And I have this old necklace that belonged to her. And so whenever I see it, when I touch it, it brings back memories of seeing her all dressed up to go to church, to go to special occasions, and always wearing a very bold piece of jewelry to make a statement. Those are my maternal grandparents. I never knew my paternal grandfather. He died before I was born, but I did know very well my paternal grandmother, and she liked to sew, and she would always make her grandchildren things. And so this is very old. It's got a lot of stains on it because it's been used. She made me this little doll blanket and a little matching pillow many, many years ago, and I still have it and I cherish it. And she even stitched my name right there in the middle. It says Pammy. That's what she always called me. Nobody else ever called me Pammy. Everybody called me Pam. But anyway, those are some items from that help me recall happy memories of the people that are no longer a part of my world. So it kind of gives you an idea of what might connect a child to that person who's no longer there. Photos are also a great thing, or perhaps the child wants to make a little a memory book that can be a part of this memory box as well. It might have stories in there. They might tell things about the person who died, what was their favorite food, or what made them laugh, what was their favorite holiday, any special memories like that. And certainly something they can revisit over and over and over, and that they can always add things to as well. So if you work with grieving children, grieving families, the whole family could even make a memory box of the person who's no longer with the family. If you work with that population, certainly something that you could encourage them to assemble it over a period of time, and then revisit and talk about it and see how it helps them in their grieving process. So I hope you've enjoyed me sharing a little bit of my life today as a way of helping explain to you how to create and how to help a client utilize a memory box. So if you're interested in play therapy and you want to learn more, you can connect with me at stlplaytherapy.com, and I'm on all the social media sites. And there's links to all of those sites on the homepage of stlplaytherapy.com. So I look forward to hearing from you.